Now I know that some of you still have doubts. You might be wondering, well, you didn't show us any numbers about it just to understand or to know for sure whether or not Amazon KDP business model is legit and profitable. Well, let me show you. So here are some books that I myself have published over the years. This is one book from the books that I've published. All right. So this is a notebook. Now, what this book is basically a cover that says, I can't remember. I can't spell curse words on Udemy because that's going to get me in trouble. But anyways, you can see the title, right? It's a beautiful title. So this this front or this cover means that this is basically just an agenda where you just eventually, if you forget a password, you just go to this agenda and write that password down. All right. So this is an agenda where you write all your passwords, all the things that you don't want to forget. All right. That's hence why the name I can't remember. And before that, SHIT. All right. Now, this book alone, just this book, I published it on 2019, April 26th. Now, this book continues to drive me 600 sales per month. You can see over here, no gimmicks, no lies, $669, 669 sales. Now, obviously, the lowest profit or the lowest amount of money that you make is 40% every time a book is sold. So it's priced at $6, 5.9, which is $6 short 1 cent, or I'm not good at math. All right, short $0.1. So it's approximately $6. And so if you consider 40%, how much is 40% from $6? It's about 2.5, all right? So $2.5, if you multiply that by 600, that'll give you something like $1,800. So from this book alone, I make about $1,800 per month. All right, per month, and I spell it. I'll spell it again. All right, so for the guys who didn't hear it or who couldn't hear it. Now, this book is really an asset. This is the exact this is exactly what an asset means. This is something that I really I really just remember, creating the book without thinking too much about it. In 2019, I was just started at the time. I was not really making that much money, but I was like, let me just go ahead and try this KDP thing. I went and tried KDP, and I started publishing books, and second to none, I was making about $50 to $100 for my first week on KDP. Can you imagine that? I was making that per day. I was like, what the hell is this? So I had to figure out a business plan for this. I had to figure out a way to maximize that. And eventually this is what I'm sharing with you in this video, and this is what I'm going to share with you in this course eventually. I'm going to share with you a process that you can use to do exactly what I did. And eventually if you do it, you can hit a winner like I did with this book. Now, when it first came out and with the amount of sales that it had, I couldn't believe myself. I was like, well, it's very easy. I mean, it's not really the most complicated book in the world. It just has a cover and an empty interior. That's it. It's basically an agenda. So, and besides, the cost for printing this is not so high. So I make quite a good margin, about 40%, $2.5, 600 sales a month. And yeah. And so here's an example of another book that I published. Now, this is a different kind of book. This is a music sheet book. Obviously, there is software for this, so you can either decide to create it on your own, or you can purchase software for about $19 membership per month, and you can create all kinds of books like this one if you want to. Now, the software I'm talking about is BookVault. I'm going to talk about more about it in detail inside the course. So if you can go there and check it out, you can also check the process out there. And so, but this one is selling at $7.99, and I only make about $2 from this one. And the reason I make less than the first book from the second book is because the second book is much more complex. It has more colors. It has more on the inside. It's a piano sheet music for kids. All right. So it's not a simple book. It's not a book like this one. It's not an agenda. So it has designs inside. It obviously has sections where kids can color stuff. So it's basically an activity book. And that's why the cost for printing this is much higher. And besides, it has much more pages. Now, this book, I only have about 70 pages on it. and it was sold like crazy. Got 6,500 reviews. I mean, if you go now, you find about 7,000 reviews. And so if we compare KDP to building a website or a YouTube channel, or now I'm okay with the fact that yes, I mean, once in a while, I mean, having a business, an online.com business is certainly something attractive and great, especially if you can make it work. But the odds are, how many people are going to make it work, you know? And Amazon KTP is there. It's just free. It's free and you can do it. Anybody can. I mean, if I could do it, anybody can. All right. And so, guys, please keep the motivation high, follow the course. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me any questions. I would be glad to answer all questions that you might have. And, I'm trying to give you motivation because obviously there's going to be more parts to this course where we're going to talk about detail and about theory and stuff. And it could probably get boring, even though I don't think that the course is boring. I don't think that the course itself is boring, but it could get tricky at times. It could get a little bit boring and people really get bored that fast. I know a lot of people who have taken my method and applied it, and now they are making money and they're thanking me for it. I know a guy who's making about $1,000 from this, and he only works about 2 to 3 hours a day. He tells me this when I meet him. He tells me, "Thank you very much. That's a great way to make money. I didn't think about it like that." And I have some other guys that I taught this method, and the irony is they know everything about it. They know how to do it, how to make it succeed. They know even the mindset that they need to have, but still they don't do it. And they're still the same way they are. And that's because they're lazy, because they don't want to do anything. They don't want to answer questions. They don't want to study. They don't want to take the time to form new ideas, and obviously they're not making any changes in their lives. This course is about to change your life. If you're taking it, I swear to you, if you haven't made $1 online yet, you're going to make $1 online with my teachings.